Hi there, FlossTube. Liz Mathews here from Hello from Liz Mathews. FlossTube video number 2. You guys sure do know how to make a girl feel loved and welcome. I am so excited to be posting this next video. I didn't think I would be doing it so soon, but again, I was like, I'm just gonna go for it, which if you know me is very unlike me, but I just wanted to keep chatting, keep the conversation going. It's so funny how much I feel like I left out in my last video, like with my needleworking history. Some kind of major things, so I'll get to that. But what I have to share with you today are my 3 punch needle designs, my whips, I'm getting familiar with the terms. I have some new designs that I'm gonna start working on, and also a purchase that I made that is really awesome and I wanted to share with you. It's been really handy with designing things. I'm out of breath because I'm so excited when I start talking and I have to slow down. So I got a lot of people saying that they haven't tried punch needle, or it's been a long time since they've tried punch needle, so hopefully I can inspire you to give it a try again or for the first time. I absolutely love it. Like I said, I have cross-stitched and embroidered before, but right now I am just loving the flow, the ease, the do whatever you want of punch needle. You want a line to go like this, you just do it. So I don't know, it's just, I've been loving it. I tend to put on podcasts or binge watch Outlander 6 times in a row while punching. It's my thing. So if you haven't done it, or if you've ever wanted to do it, I will do some tutorial videos, give you some helpful hints, because I'm figuring stuff out as I go, and I would love to share that information with you. So shoot me a message. I loved getting all your comments and messages so much. Like I said, you guys are so sweet, and I'm so excited to be doing video number 2. I'm still discovering so many people on FlossTube, so I would love it if you told me your favorite people to watch. That would be great, and I would love to connect with some new friends. I've been trying to leave comments whenever I can, so I'll just continue to do that. I should mention you were in my dark office area. This was a small guest room in our house until recently, when I decided I needed to make this room more usable. So I was like, we're doing an office. I don't, excuse me, have that much to do. That's not true. I've been in this office almost every day since I switched rooms. And before, I don't think anybody came in this room for an extended period of time in years. I think since we bought our house 3 years ago, there have been 2 nights that somebody slept in this guest room. So it's much better used as an office. And I was kind of like, I'm gonna need an office for all of these punch needle designs, in the sort of if you build it, they will come mentality. So all that to say, you're in my office, which is very dark. We're also about to get a storm. This is an antique something that my mom gave me that I put in the window, just to kind of block out all that light. Mom and I love to antique all the time, flea markets, antique stores, so she just passed that down to me. I'll find something to do with it. I didn't mean for it to look quite so jail-like, but there we go. I think it's also about to storm here, so if you hear thunder or see rain, we'll just go with it. So some things I forgot to mention about my history include that when I was 16, with Mom's help, obviously, my mom ran carriage house samplings while I was growing up, and she now runs Cafe Barrack Designs, the business Cafe Barrack, if you missed that in my first FlossTube video. So sampler and needlework pattern making's in my blood. But when I was 16, we launched Elizabeth's Garden, which was a young division of Barrack samplers, and I put out maybe, I want to say like 15 cross-stitch patterns, the most popular of which was called a Pennsylvania bird. It was teal and orange and gold, and it was kind of like a fractor style bird. Everybody loved that. I loved that. So there's a little bit of my history. You guys might remember Elizabeth's Garden, maybe not. You have to have been stitching for a while to go back then. That was probably 20 years ago. That's crazy. But it was so fun, and Mom helped me out so much, slash did mostly everything as far as packaging and sending my charts to stores. She was amazing. She is amazing. So I did that when I was younger, and then about 7 years ago, actually I know it was exactly 7 years ago because my Facebook time hop just popped up and reminded me that I launched an embroidery pattern business, and I put out about 15 embroidery patterns, and I meant to bring them up here to show you, but it was all collages that I did with ephemera and old scrap paper. Like, I would make a collage and have that printed on fabric. I have something to show you. I can show you one. And then it came with the instructions for you to apply embroidery on top of that. And I swear I worded it more elegantly in my patterns, but every pattern, I don't want this to be super glary, looked like that. And then inside there was the printed fabric with the line work for you to follow with embroidery, to kind of do whatever you want. So that's what I did in 2012. There's about 15 patterns, like I said, and I'm gonna relaunch those in my Etsy shop because I love them, and I was really proud of them and passionate about all the needle arts, so I want to give them another go and share them with the world. So you can look forward to that. I'm surprised that I didn't mention those two things when I was doing my first video because they're kind of major. So I just wanted to throw that out, my history. If you feel like you may have been familiar with me, heard about me, it's probably through my mom or through those companies. So that's my history in a 7-minute nutshell. As far as now and my current designs, I have 3 punch needle designs that I put out probably 2 weeks ago now. I'm so proud of these as well. One is called Moby's Garden. Stephanie from Lindy Stitches gave me that name. Here it is. I hope this is clear as I zoom in, but the whale has nice pattern work in there, and I did this with Weeks Dye Works thread, so there's that really nice variegation, all hand-dyed thread. Weeks Dye Works is a dream to stitch with. I had to use DMC for this guy, Flower Basket, because I was traveling and couldn't get Weeks in time, so this was perfectly fine to use DMC for. It's way more cost effective. But when I switched back to Weeks after this pattern was done, I remember why I loved it. It's just so smooth and so easy to punch with. But anyway, that's a topic for another video. Make a note. But this is called Flower Basket on a black background. It's punched entirely, done on weaver's cloth. This was with DMC. And then my last pattern that is already released is called Ichabod Crane, for obvious reasons. And this little guy is also done in Weeks Dye Works with some really cool leaf borders happening there. So those are the 3 patterns that you can get right now through hellofromlizmathews.com, which links you directly to my Etsy page. If you're interested, again, in giving punch needle a try, I will be giving you all the instructions if you want to watch a video on that in the future. And there's always instructions within a punch needle because you will need one of those to start. But those are the 3 patterns that I have available right now. As far as my whips, I feel so cool saying that. I have this guy. Well, wait a minute. I don't have a whip right now because I finished this guy this morning and I'm moving on. So this is not yet released, but it will be hopefully within the next week or 2. This is an anchor. And this is one that if you're following me on Instagram, you will know that I pretty much worked this twice. It's done in Weeks Dye Works, and I chose all of the wrong colors to start. Wrong, 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 wrong. So I ended up having to rip out the anchor and all the leaves and start fresh. But that's okay because I love how it turned out. And this is based on an actual piece of antique sampler that my mom gave me that is in a mother of pearl frame, which is why I went with this super variegated border. I should have, I gotta get more prepared for these videos. I guess that's the downside of not being prepared and just winging it. My mom gave me a little framed piece of sampler that this is based on. So I should have had that to show you, but I don't. I will in the future. I'll post it on Instagram. I am really active on there. So if you want to see it, you can follow me at Hello from Liz Mathews. So this is technically still being worked on, so it's a whip. But this is a finished piece that I need to finish. I don't know how I'm going to finish it yet, but it is fully punched. So I love the colors in here. They're very Christmassy. My initials are at the top and a year, which of course you can change. And I don't know how I'm going to finish this yet. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I was almost thinking of just keeping it round with like a pom-pom fringe border. I don't know. Maybe like a hanger. I don't know. But you guys are creative. You guys are really creative. So if you have any thoughts or ideas, let me know. I would love your input. But this will be one of 2 releases that are coming within the next week or 2. Yay, that's so exciting to say. And then just this morning, I finished designing another piece. And I wanted to show you because I've been choosing the colors for that, trying so hard not to do the same thing that I did with the anchor again. So I'm trying to choose really smart before I order in quantity. Oh, it froze for a second. I hope it's not skipping. I know there were some technical glitches with my last video, but hopefully this is catching up and my words are matching my mouth. But let's just go with it. This is the pattern. There'll be some more embellishments, but I don't want to tell you what they are now. I want to save it and not give everything away so that you can stop back and see what I'm doing. But this is the color palette, very fall, neutral. This is the piece, and I want to get this out in time for people to punch it for the autumn season, obviously. So you'll see me working on that probably with my next FlossTube video. It will be a whip, hopefully a far along whip. We'll see, but that's my next project. And the other thing I wanted to show you, and then I'm going to wrap this video up, is this cool purchase I made from Amazon for like $15. I think it was under $15. And this, I don't want to blind you, but it's a light box. I'll turn it off. But it is so cool and so practical, and I've used it so much. Such a good price. Super, super skinny, light, thin. And if you're a person who does any sort of tracing, any designing, you know, with punch needle, you punch from the back side to the front, so everything has to be in reverse. Therefore, this becomes really handy for flipping a piece of paper over and tracing from the other side. And I just had to pass this along because I have spent 36 years doing my tracing by daylight on a window. And if you needed to trace something at night, you're just up a creek. But not anymore because of my $15 investment. So this is just Amazon. I will put the, I don't know if I can put a link. I'll put the information in the description box below. If you think this will be something handy for you to use, handy to you, I highly recommend it. It's already been a lifesaver with this first pattern. So it's a really great investment and might be something you want to just throw in your Amazon cart for your next order as well. Lots of other topics I'm looking forward to discussing with you. I have some books I want to share. I've tried some new punch needles and I want to talk about those. I'm restocking my Etsy shop with supplies. Lots of really good things. But again, I just want to thank you guys so much. Oh, one more thing. I see that giveaways are the thing to do on FlossTube. So I will be doing that. Happen to have some really good cross-stitchy friends and family. I've talked to my aunt who now runs Carriage House Samplings. I don't know if I mentioned that to you, but about 4 years ago, my mom sold Carriage House Samplings and the entire inventory and catalog of charts to my aunt, Aunt Marty. She is an artist. So she has continued to run it, and I talked to her today. She will be donating some things for a giveaway. Mom and her best friend, Anne, who used to run The Good Housewife, I've also convinced them to donate some things for a giveaway. And I've got my chart, so I gotta figure out how giveaways work. But I'm gonna join the giveaway crowd, so you can look forward to that. If you want to tell me how they work, save me some time and get those giveaways going earlier. I would totally appreciate that. But I'm gonna go catch my breath. I'm gonna do some punching, and I am going to binge watch FlossTube. Thank you guys again so much for the warm welcome. I'm really happy to be here and be part of this community. I hope you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you soon.